I'll tell you what, I have literally driven by this place a million times. Right down there is the Smith Lake boat ramp, and right here is Van Sporting Goods. Epic hunting and fishing store right near Smith Lake. Let's go in and check it out. Thanks, dude. So as usual, we have the epic hookup. This is Dalton right here. What's going on, Howie?
Nice to meet you.
Dalton actually manages the Van's fishing department, so I'm gonna have him kind of walk us around and give us a layout. But first thing I want to ask you real quick, Vans has been here. I've only been here since 2018. I've been in Huntsville since 2018. How long has Vans been here?
We have been in Coleman since 2007. I believe.
Really?
Yeah, and been in this location for about 11 years now.
So there's one thing, before we get into the fishing stuff, there's one thing that I always like highlighting, because I like good people and down-to-earth people. There's one thing that everyone says about Vans, beyond the selection, beyond all that, and what is it?
Customer service.
Dude, you people are nice.
Yeah, we try to help everybody
They
out
are
as best we
super
can.
nice. If you go on their Google reviews, every single review is like, you know what, maybe they didn't have what I was looking for, but they were so nice about it. Why don't you show me what's hot and what people are buying for Smith Lake right now?
All right, Demiki rigs have been the #1 seller this past week. We have a BFL event up here. The armor chads have probably been the #1 selling bait this week.
Really?
Yeah.
And so Demiki rig's pretty straightforward. How do you rig it up in that? It's
Yeah, the heads are right over here. The fish are suspended right now, about 50 foot, something similar to this right here.
okay.
Just a little, like a ball head jig.
And you kind of just pitch it out using like forward-facing sonar. Actually, that's what I've been doing. Just pitching out forward-facing sonar, and you kind of drop on them, and they go down to it.
Yep.
Why don't you show me something that's kind of local? Maybe some kind of local vendor that you had that's unique to Vans.
Yeah, right here. This is Kusa Custom Baits. This is a local guy. He does a lot of buzz baits and jigs for us.
Very cool.
Yeah.
You can use like your standard bass baits. We always talk about Demiki rig being like smaller, more compact, little drop shot, little 8-pound, 6-pound test. But dude, I've had spots eat things like that. You know, 3/8, half-ounce like buzz bait, big swim jigs. That is a cool color, dude. What is that? Magically delicious. That's kind of fitting.
Yeah.
Sounds like a cereal I used to eat. So you can use your standard like bass baits, and actually usually that's when you're going to get your bigger bite from either a largemouth or a big spot. Show me some other things that really sell for Smith. I'm kind of curious about it because I'm going down there to go fishing right now.
So another thing that's really, really popular is jigging spoons.
Jigging spoons. And is this something where you're casting it out, or you're just vertically jigging, kind of like
Vertically
the
jigging
rig?
mostly, but if they start schooling up, they will cast them out.
Do you cast them and reel them?
Jig them back to you.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Very cool.
Yep.
So what's actually obviously you fish.
I do.
What's one of your favorite things to do out on Smith?
Probably chatterbaits.
Chatterbaits.
They do. The spots do eat these things up.
Very nice. And do you use? So I just shot a video on actually the chatterbait mini max. Do you guys got them?
They're right around the corner.
Right around the corner.
I got so many chatterbaits in this store.
So this has been absolutely hot. Ironically, this is actually what I've been catching on Gunnersville, dude.
Yep.
Because the bait's so small.
Yeah.
What are you usually using as like a trailer in that when it comes to catching spots and that out on Smith?
That Yamamoto, that Zacho. That's
Dude,
been
and you
fun.
get the spots eat that?
Oh, yeah.
That big of a deal?
Absolutely.
Really? And what kind of? How heavy of a one are you fishing out here?
Usually 3/8.
Really? So are you a shallow guy?
Try to.
You try to.
Yeah.
Okay.
But sometimes you
I'm
can't
a,
on
I'm
Smith.
a, I'm
You
a
can't
deep
on Smith
guy.
like
Okay, that makes sense. You know, it's funny because I never really ever caught a chatterbait fish, I think, on Smith.
Yeah.
I've caught spinnerbait fish, buzzbait fish, you know, those kinds of deals, but I've never caught a chatterbait fish. So throw me a tip. What should I target? Or are we skipping docks? We're skipping
Yeah.
docks. I kind of knew that would be
Yeah.
sneaky. Try that mini max on the docks. Absolutely stellar, dude.
And they came out
really.
with the new one too.
What do you got?
The micro chatterbaits.
Are these? So they're an 1/8. Do they still cast pretty well?
I just put them out yesterday.
You just put them out.
Just got them out.
That's my only
So
concern.
probably have to be honest with you.
Yeah, because they came out with something. I think it was these are the micro. I think they had something like the micro or a pond version. And to be honest, it didn't cast very well, dude. But
Yeah.
maybe these are a little more set up. But they have the smaller, more compact blades. You could really skip those on a spinning rod. Have to use a little more stout spinning rod. So a lot of times these shops, they have a bunch of different rods and reels, but they really have a specialization with a certain brand or things like that. And from what you told me, it's G. Loomis.
Absolutely.
Everybody knows you for G. Loomis. So can we check out what you got?
Yeah, for sure. Right over here.
So tell me something. Do you find that the customers are looking for those super high-end, super sensitive rods for Smith Lake, or do they like a more like generic budget level rod? What's
We sell both, but the guys that are looking for the higher higher end rods, you know, looking for something made in America, good quality, a lot of sensitivity, and that's G Loomis.
Is there a certain action? I'm assuming it's spinning rods mostly. Or
We sell a lot of spinning rods, but we sell a lot of bait casters too. The bait caster is the 853 NRX, and then the shaky head rod NRX.
So as long as we're doing like combo talk and rod and reel talk, so Dalton, what would you pair this thing up with? If I were to walk out of here with like the Vans ideal combo, what would you pair one of these up with?
Yeah, so the NRX, if you're looking for a good shaky head, the NRX, and then like a Vanford.
A Vanford. You got one?
Absolutely.
Why don't you show me, dude? We're going in the lock case. That's always a good sign, dude. So you were telling me this is comparable to what?
The older Stratic CI4,
Okay.
the Vanford took its place. So it's a little lighter and stronger.
It's a very fancy name. It's like refined.
Yeah.
It's like Vanford the Third or
Yeah.
something. So super light. So this paired up with that Loomis gives you a very sensitive as well as extremely light combo.
Lightweight rod.
And then baitcaster wise, what would you recommend?
The Metanium DC.
Go big or don't go at all,
Yeah.
right? Now
And
it's interesting you recommend the Metanium because it's durable, but it is a finer, lighter kind of reel,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, it holds up very good. It casts awesome. You can cast almost all the line off that thing. And you don't have to worry about the backlash with the DC technology. It's a very nice reel.
And that's a big deal on Smith because the water's super clear. You want to make long casts. These
So you don't have
fish.
to get too close to it.
Exactly,
Absolutely.
spooking them out.
Yep.
That is. I won't be buying one today, but it's really pretty to
Yeah.
look at. We have an owner sighting over there. Owner number two. Owner number two. We're gonna get kicked out of here by the end of the day. I guarantee it, dude. So of course I gotta ask about like crazy cool Japanese tackle and stuff like that. So Dalton's like, dude, the Daracoup. And I'm like, the Dara what, bro? So what is this thing and how does it work?
Yeah, so it's basically like a little spin bait, which is really good for the schooling fish down here on Smith, the spots.
It's just a tailspin. Now, does it matter what color, or is it all reaction pretty much?
It's mainly all reaction, but I do sell a lot more of like the shad type
The
colors.
shad. Silver or gold blade?
Yeah, it's silver.
Silver.
Yeah,
Really?
Not a whole lot of gold down here.
Interesting. And weight-wise, half ounce, 3/4.
Normally it's the half ounce, but this week I've been selling a lot more the 3/4 just because you can get more distance out of it.
So we got to correct two misconceptions that occur. So we're in Van Sporting Goods. So you were saying you guys get calls about what? About
We get calls about team sports and stuff like that all the time. We are not that kind of a sporting goods store. We are hunting and fishing. That is what we do. We are the outdoors.
So do you have Vans
So,
shoes?
We do not have Vans shoes. No skateboard stuff. No skaters and stuff. So,
No cheerleader
No
outfits.
cheerleader outfits. No spikes.
Fishing and hunting.
That's what
it.
we do.
And so we were just at the counter, and I'm like, what other kind of weird, cool stuff? And Jessica's like, what about the cool wooden ones? So let's go. What do you got, Dalton? What do you got?
So I have the waterwood baits.
What are these?
So it is a handcrafted bait.
It's obviously expensive because it's in the glass case.
They're about $40 a piece. So yeah, these are super cool.
Dude, let's get one out. It's a lot easier to steal them when Dalton gets them out and he has them right in front of you. You know, we can snatch them up. Any spotted bass fishery that's good is renowned for its topwater fishing. For some reason, spotted bass, I don't care if it's like 45 degrees, like the water temperature, those jokers will come out and crush stuff. And having something that's a little unique, I don't even want to touch it. I'm known for breaking stuff, so this is a no-touch policy, but we will look.
So it's not balsa wood. It's
Okay.
actually a different type of wood that comes from a tree from the Amazon. So it's actually a little bit more durable than balsa.
Really?
But it still has that
It has
balsa
that
action.
buoyancy and that twitch to it. And you know, the old timers always say it's all about like wood types and how they finish them and that. So sometimes, if we're being totally honest, this isn't the fanciest looking lure, but what it does in the water and the action it gives off, the vibration and the way it calls the fish up, that's where the magic happens. That's what makes it worth $40. And there's poppers, there's square bills too,
Yeah,
dude.
there's a wake bait, and then there's another little like prop bait.
Dude, I like them prop baits.
Yeah, those prop baits
are
are pretty
cool.
cool.
I really shouldn't be walking through here, dude. They have so many crankbaits because this Smith Lake hard baits like really play, especially as we get into spring and that. Look at this, Spros, dives 8 to 10, Little Johns, like that's more Spros. These are Janko. You don't always see these on the shelves. They actually make a pretty decent version of like a 110 jerkbait and a little smaller version. This is actually naughty. Mega Bass. It's like a spook style bait right there. More crankbaits, Bill Lewis. Got some classic bandits. These are always naughty. They're just a little tough to throw. What is this? Ima? Another Ima scribble. Oh, these are the new Berkeley Stunners right there. These are kind of like the answer to the 110 right there. Oh, and of course, you guys are going to see a ton of this guy. And they actually came out with some new colors they call the HD. This is the Fritz side. There's so many different versions of it now, but that thing is absolutely naughty. Check these things out. These are evergreen shower blows, dude. Like the small version. Look how naughty those things are, bro. Those are freaking cool. I might have to get one of those. I'm overwhelmed. They literally have a ton of stuff. Clearance bin. Mikey likes clearance bin. I can actually afford the clearance bin. After buying a boat and doing all that, I'm all about clearance bin. These are actually pretty sweet. These are kind of naughty. I don't know why they're on clearance. Duo Realis crankbaits. That's actually a pretty good deal. Another IMO, like a deep diver. Oh, and then like little micro jigs. Little missile micro jigs, dude. Those things are good. And of course, 47 versions of Kitex. Because if you fish a spotted bass fishery, you need Kitex, dude. Look at all these. Rhythm Wave. That must be like the Jackal version. So little downsized swim baits. It's actually a decent price point for being downsized swim baits. Big Bite Pro Swimmer, kind of like your knockoff Kitech right there. Zoom makes one now. I don't think Berkeley actually has a total knockoff yet. You got your Kitex. You got more of the Jenko stuff is actually cool. You see that a lot locally around here. We got to get out of here. We're going to get in trouble. My homies, Nathan, Dalton. I'm not allowed in this store. No, Bog is not with me. It's too cold, and I gotta have him in the car. I'm sorry, guys. You know what? I'll come back. I just can't be allowed in here too long. But if you guys want to ever like check out Vans, where can they find you on Facebook and all that?
Van Sporting Goods.
Van Sporting Goods.
Yep.
Wow, really complex, right?
Yeah.
Go check them out. I'm going to try to only buy like 3 things, but go check them out. I love these local dealers, and this is an epic shop, especially if you're coming to Smith Lake. It's right off the road. You can't miss it. Stop on in. But we'll see you next time, maybe with Bog. But tight lines. Later, guys.